What if Tensura, Frozen Love, Rimuru x Velzard, Part 11. By Rimuru 6360. Love who? That one person. Who is that person? Tell me who. The one whose destiny entangled with mine to the point of existing as one. Existing as one, is this even possible? But who will love you that much other than me? Tell me. Fufu, is this even a question, my wifey? Wife, you have gotten married even though you have me. I will kill her. I will drive her into madness. You can't, she is already mad, madly in love with me. Madly in love for what? For love. Why, what is the reason? To be loved. By whose permission? By love. Chapter 33, Terrific Ability. Hinata POV. Suddenly, with a bright light, 3 people appeared in front of us. Green hair, they are giving me the impression of forest spirits. Oh, wait, aren't these dryads the protectors of the forest? After appearing in front of us, they all bowed to Rimuru. We greet Rimuru-sama. All 3 of them said at the same time. I can feel the respect and honor in their every word. Trainee-san, can you help me? We are sorry, Rimuru-sama, but we cannot help you in this matter. Rimuru asked them with his pleading eyes, but their reply really shattered his heart. I tried my best to minimize the damage, but still. The mysterious person muttered to himself as he looked at the ruined forest. Rimuru-sama, don't worry, we can make something in this place. Yes, Rimuru-sama, how about we make a stadium here? The red-haired and purple-haired Oni tried to cheer up Rimuru, and it worked as he looked a little happy. She was not that strong. I'm pretty sure Milim and Velzard are stronger than her. Yeah, they can beat her as easily as you beat her. Not to mention that red-haired useless demon, what was his name? Rimuru and the mysterious person started to talk with each other very naturally, like best friends. Guy Crimson. Luminous-sama replied as both Rimuru and the other person forgot his name. Yes, Guy, he is also equally powerful as Milim. It feels weird to talk to yourself. I was just playing along with you because of Velgrand. Don't worry, I put the barrier to sever her connection with her main body, and I destroyed her other body. She has now returned to her last body. Besides, I already severed my connection with you the moment I saw her, so she didn't notice anything. Rimuru and the mysterious person talked with each other. Last body, playing along. Again. What are they talking about with each other? All of us looked at them with confused looks because we didn't have any idea what they were talking about. They stopped talking as they also noticed our stares. Sorry, I think this will clear your confusion. The mysterious person said as he took off the cap of his cloak. Platinum blue hair started to flutter in the wind as a breeze passed. A pair of sharp golden eyes that can see through your soul. Skin as fair as snow and soft as cotton. Gorgeous red lips like red cherries, and a face that can charm anyone regardless of their gender. A beauty. God did not show any mercy to girls as he made his face. That was the first thought that crossed my mind. And then, Rimuru/Rimuru-sama. All of us shouted in unison as we saw him smiling innocently. His smile. His smile should be illegal, I quietly whispered in my heart. So luminous, I didn't get a chance to hear. What are you giving me as compensation? The mysterious. No, Rimuru-san said with a smile as Luminous-sama started to sweat uncontrollably. Now I understand how he knows me, but there is something more that I want to know. We can talk about that in your city. Luminous-sama replied hurriedly. Here's my chance. Why did you save me Hinata, and not Luminous-sama me? I and Luminous-sama said at the same time. I only saved you because I promised Shizu-san that I would take care of her students. That includes you. And as for Rumina's or Luminous, whatever her name is, I was kinda pissed off because of her arrogant attitude. This person didn't fear anyone. He replied bluntly but honestly, but I like his attitude, straight and honest. What if I wasn't able to block her attack? I already calculated all the possibilities. What a frightening person. He even calculated all this. But did he not calculate the damage that the forest would suffer? So you didn't calculate the damage. I did, but my clone didn't know about that. What a monster. I feel sorry for his opponent. He even calculated this. It's like he was playing with her the whole time. But I'm serious. She is not that strong compared to Velzard. I'm pretty sure even Milim and Veldora will beat her in a battle if they fight. Now I'm sure all the people around me understand. His ability to analyze things is frightening. I tilted my head. Rumina-sama's face was pale along with others. Only Rimuru's subordinates are smiling happily. They all are weird. Rumina-sama, I'm very sorry to drag you into my mess. What did I tell you about calling me? And no need to apologize, you are my subordinate. I apologized to Rumina-sama, but she scolded me for calling her formally. Fufu, I think I'm surrounded by weird people. Rimuru POV. We are currently sitting in a meeting room as we are discussing the matter regarding the two nations. I and Ruminas are sitting opposite each other as Rigard and Diablo are standing behind me. Gunter and Louis are standing behind Ruminas as we discuss the treaty. I'm quite amused after finding out Hinata's master's real identity, but I didn't tease her. Maybe I will tease her later. After discussing the treaty, I asked Shuna to bring the food and drink for us as Hinata also took her seat. The Paladin Knights are eating food in another room with my subordinates. Why is Diablo still standing behind me? The meeting was finished a while ago. I was planning to eat together with my subordinates, but the room is not that big. Besides, other people are coming here. Wahaha, Rimuru, I know you can beat my sister. Yes, Master is right, we completely trust you. Here they came with a bang. Rumina's eyes twitched as she heard Veldora's loud voice. She is angry. I can understand her feelings, but this is my country, not hers. My heart can't handle more damage. The forest was already destroyed enough for today. Ruminas, if you want to fight with him, go back to your country. I said to her without looking at her, as I looked towards Diablo. Bring the children, it's time to eat. He nodded as he disappeared from my sight. I turned around as I directly looked into Rumina's eyes with a serious face. But let me remind you that Veldora is stronger than Velgrind. I'm not stupid enough to fight with him. Rumina's replied as she shot a death glare at Veldora. Veldora is sweating heavily as he tried to change the topic. Rimuru, I'm pretty sure you can even beat my big sister Velzard. This stupid lizard, do you want to die that badly? You stupid. Did you think I would let her harass me if I wasn't sure of my victory? I scolded him as he uttered some nonsense. Veldora, listen to me. Never, and I mean never, anger that demon. She is on a whole other level compared to me, Milim, and Guy. I looked at him with a serious face as I said it to him. Is she that powerful? She can beat Milim and Guy together in a 2v1 battle, and I'm pretty sure she didn't even have to fight seriously against me to beat me. I said with a frown as I gritted my teeth. That girl, I hate her. When I become strong enough to beat her, I will give her a piece of my mind. Rimuru, you look scary. It's not my fault. I hate her with a passion. Seriously, Ramirez, you were also present in the Walpurgis when she harassed me. Sensei, why are you angry? Sensei looks scary. Who are they? Huh, you kids came at the perfect time. I looked at them as my mood lifted a bit. I feel good after seeing their faces. Don't worry about me. And those two are Sensei's friends, Ruminas and Hinata. Hinata. Do you mean Hinata Sakaguchi, the leader of the Holy Knights? What really? Is she for real? I'm a big fan of yours. Last time I didn't get a chance to talk with you. Yeah, Sensei just teleported us without any reason. Huh, it seems she is famous among human nations. Even the kids know her. They are looking at her with sparkling eyes as they continue to tell her how much they look up to her and blah blah blah. Wah what? Don't mess with me. I'm not jealous of some weak humans. I just felt a little left out. That's all. Yes, that's all. I'm not jealous of some. Yes. Sensei, who is stronger between Hinata-san and you? Yes, tell us, tell us. Kenya suddenly asked the question that I didn't expect from him. He, I'm waiting for them to ask me that question. Fufu. Sensei is the strongest. There is only the frost dragon Velzard who can beat Sensei in this world. Why what? The students looked surprised as they heard my answer, but seeing Hinata and other people nod, they believed in me. So that means even Veldora-san can't beat Sensei. There is no hope for us to surpass Sensei in the future. Sensei, you are too powerful. It should be illegal to be this powerful. The children voiced their honest thoughts, but... Yes, Alice is right. Oi, don't go along with children, you idiot. I want to punch him in the face, but... Veldora, I was thinking about sending you to the North Continent for a holiday. Why you see can't? Rimuru. Is he that afraid of his sister? That's handy. I can always threaten him with her. I barely came back alive thanks to my skill. I didn't want to face her again. Skill, what is this fella talking about? Did he use his skill at the Demon Lord meeting? Hey, Seal-san, what is he talking about? So that's the reason why she ignored him and targeted me. Seems like it. Veldora, are you saying that she harassed me all because of your skill? I said coldly as his forehead started to sweat. But before I could give him punishment, Seal-san gave me a report that caused my mood to change drastically from angry to happy, and also saved Veldora's life. Chapter 34, The Flame Champion Shizue Izawa. Third-person POV. Like always, Seal-san drops a bomb on Rimuru like nothing, and the news left Rimuru shocked. He didn't feel anything in the past while resurrecting the human army, but the information that he could revive Shizue shook him. He didn't acknowledge his power when he revived more than 18,000 people at once, but now, just because it is possible for him to revive Shizue. This just shows how much he cares about her. Care about his friends. Noticing that Rimuru stopped scolding Veldora all of a sudden, all attention shifted in his direction. Veldora, who is connected to Rimuru through the soul corridor, could feel Rimuru's confusion. A vortex of emotion started to flow inside Rimuru as warm tears threatened to flow out from his cold eyes. His cold face broke into a smile. Overwhelmed by the emotions, he hugged Veldora tightly. Confusion took over Veldora as he looked at Rimuru. He could feel it through the soul corridor. His happiness. Rimuru is happy. Too happy. What happened? Why are you so happy? Unable to contain his curiosity, Veldora finally asked. Veldora, finally, I can revive my first human friend. Veldora's eyes widened in surprise. A sense of happiness washed over his whole body. Looks like Rimuru's extreme emotions also affected me, Veldora thought to himself. Even now, he didn't want to acknowledge that he was happy because of Shizue's return. Human friend, isn't Sensei powerful enough to revive humans before? Chloe asked him, confused, as she remembered that Rimuru revived nearly an entire army some weeks ago. Yes, but she is not a normal human. Her spiritual body is as strong as Hinata, or maybe even more powerful. I need to make a strong body that can handle her power, Rimuru happily replied to Chloe. Who is she? She is none other than Shizu-san. Hinata couldn't hide her surprised face as she heard the news. All the kids also looked happy and surprised. Let's eat first, then I will revive her. Of course, he wants to revive her as soon as possible, but unlike him, the kids and Hinata need to eat food. Ali. Rimuru POV. After eating the food, I teleported all of us into the cave where Veldora was sealed before. I also called the demoness trio to block the entrance. Don't let anyone enter. That's all I said as I started to make a body for Shizue. Seal-san, I leave all the work in your hands. A huge amount of magicules started to leak out of my body as Seal started to create a body for Shizue. But isn't she using too much power? I can't imagine how powerful the body is that she is making. Thank goodness Rumina's is here. She put a barrier around the children as she noticed the amount of magicule I'm leaking. Sigh, finally, the resurrection is complete. The light died down as a person with an angelic face appeared in my vision, black hair with black eyes and a sweet smile. The burn mark that I saw when I first met her has disappeared. She is incredibly beautiful, in the truest and purest sense. It's been a while, Slime-san. Truly, it's been a while, Shizu-san. I cannot help but smile as I saw her. She is as charming as ever. Sensei. The kids shouted as they ran towards her and hugged her tightly. They all are happy after seeing Shizu after so long. Shizu also shed some tears of happiness. Hinata-chan, aren't you happy after seeing Shizu-san? Wah, Hinata is fine, you don't have to add Chan. And yes, I'm also happy. Hinata was surprised but composed herself quickly. I see a red tint on her cheeks as she turns her head to the left. Is she blushing? Hinata, how have you been? I'm good, Sensei, thank you, Hinata replied as she hugged Shizu. I have never seen this gentle side of Hinata before. She kinda reminds me of my past self. That was very reckless of you, Rimuru-san. Teasing and flirting with a true dragon in her domain, no less. She is the one who was stalking me, I defend myself. I know it was a little reckless of me, but I cannot help it. She was also a beauty after all. Who in the world would miss the chance to flirt with a top-notch beauty? At least not me. Aren't you the one who intruded into her territory in the first place? You already know I can't help it. I need to meet that girl there. All the people looked confused, because most of them didn't know why I and Velgrind fought with each other. Just say that I teased her a little bit, that's why she tried to kill me. Ha ha, I said to them with an awkward laugh. They looked at me with surprised and amused faces. Kenya and the other boys looked at me with admiration. To be able to flirt with a true dragon. Sensei, I also want to learn how you did it. Yes, I also want to learn. Thwack. Kenya and Gale got a punch to the head from Chloe and Alice as they shot a death glare at them. Ryota was a lucky boy who didn't open his mouth. Only you have the guts to flirt with my big sister. Oi, I already told you that's only because of circumstances that I flirted with her. I shot a death glare at him as he shut his mouth. He turned his head to the left and started to whistle. Ara tilde Ara, Rimuru, I think I need some tips from you. Don't look at me with that type of eye. I'm not a womanizer. To be honest, I didn't even know that I was flirting with her in the first place until I did. Okay. I admit I know I was flirting with her, but please stop it already. It's pretty normal among ultimate slimes who evolved into a digital life form to flirt with a beauty regardless of the danger. At least for a slime like me. Yes, Seal-kun, and this is the best part you know. I can decide what is common sense among ultimate slimes. Master, you really. I know, I'm great, don't sweat it. Take it easy, I'm your master after all. But let's continue this discussion for another day. Let's go and introduce Shizu-san to others first. Let's go. With a snap of my fingers, we teleported into my office, and I asked Shuna to hold an emergency meeting. Rumina's, I will see you later. I have a meeting to attend, I said to Rumina's, but judging by her reaction, she didn't want to leave this quickly, did she? I'm staying here for some time with Hinata. Do as you please, as long as you don't cause trouble. With that, I left my office. Shizu-san is following me. Diablo and the Demoness trio are already waiting for me in the meeting room with other executives. I left the kids in Ramirez and Veldora's hands for the time being. As I entered the meeting room, all the members were already present there waiting for me to come. They all stood up from their seats and bowed as they saw me. I signaled them to sit down as I entered the room with Shizu-san. The meeting is held because I want to introduce the person whom I consider as my big sister. Please welcome Shizu-san. Hello, and nice to meet you all. I'm Shizu. Please treat me well. I saw from the corner of my eyes that Shizu-san blushed slightly as I said she is someone I consider my sister. But I'm not wrong either. She just looks like me. No, I mean I look like her. So I didn't have any possible explanation other than a sister. Mother would be too troublesome and she looks too young to be my mother, so a big sister would be perfect. I'm sure even outside the Tempest, nobody will dare to do something funny with a demon lord's big sister. That's why Shizu-san looks like Rimuru-sama. No, I'm the one who looks like her. She is older than me, I replied to Shuna. It's like I forgot to tell them the whole story last time. After that, I left the room so that others could get to know her better. Now the only thing that is left is to make a blueprint of the stadium. Seal-san is the best. All hail to Seal-san. Yes. Shizue POV. As Rimuru-san left the room, Shuna and Shin started to chat with me. They are very good people. Not only Shuna and Shin, but all the people who serve under Rimuru are very kind and gentle as long as you didn't do some foolish things. Well, I always watched them from inside Rimuru-san's stomach, but it feels very different to meet and talk with them in person. It's been a while, Noir, or should I call you Diablo now? It is Shizu-sama, and yes, I would appreciate it if you call me Diablo from now on. I nodded to his reply as all the people looked at us a little surprised, especially the Demoness trio. Hey Diablo, you know Shizu-sama. Since when? Yeah, tell me, I also want to know. They all started to ask him question after question. After a while, they all looked satisfied as he told them how we met for the first time. So you attacked Shizu-sama? Tensura asked with an amused voice as she looked at Diablo with her glowing red eyes. A grin appeared on her face as she narrowed her eyes at Diablo. Yes, I mean no, it's not that. Diablo was startled by the sudden question and wasn't able to find a suitable excuse. I wonder how Rimuru-sama will react if I told him the news. I'm pretty sure Rimuru-sama will remove Diablo from his secretary position. Maybe Rimuru-sama will send him back to hell. After hearing the Demoness trio's words, Diablo's face became pale and his body started to tremble as he tried to come up with a suitable excuse, but to no avail. I was not able to hold back my giggles as I saw his pale face. I can't believe that the Black Primordial can show this type of expression. You've changed a lot since last time, Diablo. Indeed I have, and it's all because of my wonderful master Rimuru-sama. But you also changed a lot since our last meeting, Shizu-sama. I just nodded at his words, and with that I left them. They all have their respective jobs. I cannot take much of their time. Since I have nothing to do, let's visit the children. Chapter 35 Hero Granbel Rosso. Rimuru POV. Months passed in a flash. In the last few months, many chaotic things have happened, but the most significant event was clearly the revival of the Chaos Dragon. I nearly had a heart attack when I learned about the past of the Chaos Dragon and Milim, but thanks to Seal-san, I was able to revive him as a newborn. But the most important thing is that Tempest has now become a whole new center of attraction because of our recent events and projects. The economy and the education rate of Tempest grew tremendously in this short period. The festival was a huge success along with the dungeon and the tournament. I didn't let my strong subordinates like Diablo and the Demoness Trio participate in the tournament. It would be foolish to show our full strength to other countries. I only showed enough strength so that other countries acknowledge Tempest as a nation. And now I'm planning to go to Lubelius because of the deal that I and Ruminus signed. I brought Ranga, Diablo, and Shin with me. The others were complaining, but I ignored them all. Even the three of us are more than enough to destroy any human country. The band members were ready to depart, and so was I, and with a flick of my hand, we all reached our destination. Lune, the holy city, capital of the holy empire of Lubelius. As expected, the barrier wasn't even able to obstruct you for a while. Luminous's voice reached my ears as I turned around to look at her with a confused face. Barrier, you know that this barrier doesn't prevent any spatial travel, right? I said to her with a look that said, "Are you sure this is your domain?" She looked embarrassed after hearing my reply. That's why she changed the subject rather swiftly and started to talk with Shizue. Oh, I forgot to mention that Shizue along with the children tagged along with me to watch the performance. I didn't see anything wrong, so I allowed it. This barrier is not bad, I said to Hinata, but of course in response I only got a look that screamed, "You are a monster." Did I say something wrong? On the other hand, Diablo and Shin started to brag about the barrier that I set up in Tempest. The barrier was the result of hundreds of years of research and work, and he said the barrier is not bad. Humph, what does he take us for? We are not monsters like him who can make a better barrier than this in just a few seconds. Hinata thought to herself with an annoyed look. Well, whatever, I don't care anyway. The day before the concert. Time passed quickly and the date of the concert was just around the corner. The 2 days passed like the wind without any disturbance. On our first and second days, Hinata personally gave us a tour as we roamed the whole capital. The kids also looked happy, so I didn't complain about the tour. Shizue is taking care of the kids with utmost care, so I didn't have to worry about them, but I can't help but feel concerned about one particular student of mine. Chloe Aubert. As I expected, she is not a normal kid. Her power is increasing abnormally fast compared to the others, not to mention she looks a little distracted for some reason. But for now, I'm sitting at a table along with Hinata and Shizue, enjoying the tea that Hinata's subordinate had prepared for us. But there is one thing that I didn't understand. Why the hell is he serving Hinata? I mean, he is not weak in any way compared to other paladins. I'm pretty sure he is a holy knight. I racked my brain, but I couldn't find any reason other than one. Fufu, how interesting. Should I tell Shizue about this? I'm pretty sure she would be thrilled after hearing the news. But before I could say anything, someone barged inside the room. A holy knight, to be exact. Emergency. Someone has broken into the Grand Cathedral and is currently being fought against. Shizue was surprised after hearing the news, but didn't say anything. Calm down and tell me how many enemies have been spotted and how many casualties have been sustained, Hinata calmly asked. Even though she looked calm from the outside, she was a little shocked on the inside. The casualties were not as severe as she thought, and the number of enemies was. I'm not sure, but more than 100 B-rank individuals are confirmed. Without minding their affairs, I looked at Diablo and he smiled at me as he nodded in response. He contacted Venom with Telepathy Net and asked him to protect the band members. Of all the places, they had to attack the Grand Cathedral, the place where the band members as well as the children are currently playing. I think only the children are playing and the band members are practicing. Looks like Sun Priest Gran and the Rosso family have started to move, Shizue said as she looked at me with a concerned look. Don't worry, the children are safe. Shin and Venom are protecting them. She sighed in relief as she heard my response. But aren't they a little too bold to attack a demon lord? Luminous may be the weakest one, but in the end, she is a demon lord after all. I have a feeling that they are planning something big. With a heavy heart, I teleported all of us into the Grand Cathedral. As expected, this place is a mess. But what an amusing mess. People are fighting with their lives on the line, but tact and the other band members are practicing like nothing is happening here. The sound of music overshadowed the sound of fighting and clashing, and just then, I sensed a powerful presence. Just in terms of magicules, he is on par with Shin and Diablo combined. Arg, I should have evolved Diablo into a true demon lord, but there is no point in thinking about this now. Diablo and Shin, I will leave him to both of you. I and Shizue have some other flies to deal with. Of course, leave it to us, Shin said cheerfully as she looked at the insect person and prepared herself for a long battle. Diablo, don't mess with him. There is another person with him. I left the Grand Cathedral with that order. The fighting was chaotic at the entrance of the Grand Cathedral. The entire gate was wrecked with nothing left. Over 100 people were fighting. The most eye-catching part of the fight was the person that Hinata was confronting. "Who is that man?" I asked Hinata with a heavy voice. This old man who is fighting with Hinata is holding back a lot of his true strength. His true strength is comparable to that of Luminous. No, he is stronger than Luminous. But I didn't sense any intention of killing in his moves. At least he is not showing it now. Granbel Rosso. That old man is the leader of the 5 great elders, the head of the Rosso family. Head of the Rosso family, now that makes sense, I nodded in response. So you are Demon Lord Rimuru. How dare you kill my Mariabelle? Fufu, what are you going to do about that? Mariabelle, it was her fault to begin with, and this old man is blaming me for her death. It doesn't matter anyway, but... Shizue, help Hinata. This old man is a little powerful. Without wasting any time, Shizue jumped into action, but I didn't think that only Shizue and Hinata would be enough. Hahaha, don't worry, I have prepared a gift for you. This is from your country. What the hell is he saying, from my country? Don't tell me, this bastard. I hate people like him the most, using innocent people like puppets, not to mention kids on top of that. 10 children were standing in front of me with weapons in their hands, barely at the age of 15. How cruel. I thought to myself silently, without making noise or showing any emotions, but Shizue had lost it. Her attacks became more ruthless and fierce with each slash. It's not something that I didn't expect, but to think Shizue would show this much hatred to someone. Fufu, let's handle these brats first. I paralyzed all of them with my poison breath, carefully without hurting them, and put them into my imaginary space. At least they will be safe there. The fight between Hinata, Shizue, and Granbel accelerated quickly, as Granbel was forced to show his real strength. You are right. He was controlling the battle earlier like a pro, but since Shizue joined, the battle has become somewhat unpredictable. What the hell is he doing here? Seal-san, why didn't you notify me? Sensing his presence, Granbel stopped the battle and started to laugh like a maniac. Ha ha ha, so Demon Lord Leon, you are finally here. I prepared your order, but it seems like Demon Lord Rimuru has confined your order. Leon, along with his 2 lieutenants, appeared on the scene. He looked genuinely surprised and confused after hearing Granbel's voice. Who are you, and what order are you talking about? He asked Granbel with a cold voice. His eyes penetrated the soul of Granbel as he looked at him with disgust. Demon Lord Leon, I'm the head of the Rosso family, Granbel Rosso. I have summoned the children by the method you gave us, but all the children are confined by Demon Lord Rimuru. The method that he gave them. Hey, are you the one who is summoning children from the other world? I asked Leon in a cold voice as he nodded in response without any words. This bastard didn't even feel a little bit of sympathy towards the children. Tang! The loud sound of two swords clashing caught the attention of everyone in the vicinity. As Mai and Leon's swords clashed with each other, it created a shockwave powerful enough to push back even someone like Hinata. Bastard, don't even think about leaving here alive today. My sharp gaze locked on Leon. Barriers upon barriers started to envelop me and Leon as the battle between the two demon lords started. Chapter 36. Just wait silently for your death. Third-person POV. The sound of two swords clashing grabbed everyone's attention. It was very hard to ignore the sound in the first place, not because of the volume, but rather because of the power that the two swords were releasing. This was the power of two highest-level mythical-class swords clashing. Flame Pillar, the mythical-class sword of Leon. Dragon Blade, the mythical-class sword of Rimuru. The blade was originally only at the level of top legendary grade, but after bathing in turn null in Rimuru's imaginary space for a long time, it evolved into a top-tier mythical-class weapon. Tang tang tang. The whole area started to shake even after putting up the multi-layer barriers. The shocks nearly shook the whole capital city. Boom boom. Rimuru didn't waste his time. He started to throw spell after spell toward Leon. Every spell was capable of killing him. With his sword, Leon brushed off all the spells like nothing. "You have some skills, I have to say," Rimuru said while fighting with Leon, but Leon didn't reply. He didn't have that kind of luxury. He was using nearly every method just to stay alive. Strike after strike, handling Rimuru's heavy blows was no joke. "He is fighting with me just to fool Granbell, but why is he using this much power? Or am I mistaking something here?" Leon thought as he blocked the one-sided assault. Leon was still holding back a little, but if things continued like this, he would have to expose his true strength. And Leon didn't want to show his real power to anyone. Lucky for him, Rimuru stopped his one-sided assault suddenly as he sensed a large amount of magicule explosion underground. The stone tiling of the grand cathedral floor was blown away, breaking open a circular hole with a diameter of 2 meters. A pillar of light shot from it and instantly evaporated the ceiling as it dissipated into the sky. "Granbell, it looks like you are seriously trying to be my enemy." Luminous emerged from the hole in the ground while holding a beautiful woman. As soon as she came out, she interrogated Granbell. Her killing intent was noticeable. "Seems like my familiar was not enough to stop you, Luminous." Granbell ignored Luminous's question as he looked at the body she brought with her. And then an unbelievable phenomenon happened. Maria's body turned into a beam of light and was absorbed into the engraving on Granbell's hand. Soon after, Granbell's body quickly began filling up with power. It was not only his magicule content, his physical body also seemed to enhance. His white hair transformed into a shiny golden color, and his withered skin regained its elasticity. The hero of the past had returned, a young Granbell Rosso. "I understand now. You even put my love energy into Maria's body," Luminous shouted while Granbell nodded in confirmation. "As for you, Hinata, you could have been a good hero if only." He swung his sword, and a rainbow-colored attack was launched toward Hinata. Melt Slash. Hinata was utterly surprised after seeing the attack. Barely avoiding it, she regained her cool. "Did you think you are the only one who can use Melt Slash? With enough time, anyone can learn it." Provoking Hinata into battling him in close range, he again launched the degeneration spell towards the children. "Ayu!" Rimuru growled with rage, anger filling his eyes. The whole sky dyed red. Within a fraction of a second, the whole area filled with killing intent. With remaining strength, Hinata pushed herself toward the kids in hope of at least slowing the attack. The 7 colored beams penetrated Hinata's body as they made their way toward the kids, but before the beams even touched the children, The whole space in front of them twisted and shattered into a million pieces. A terrifying power, capable of destroying the whole universe. No, not only the universe but the whole multiverse, concentrated in front of them. A black and blue-colored whirl of smoke devoured the whole attack, not even leaving a single spiritron particle. Not only the attack, it also devoured the whole space. A cold chill ran down the spine of every person who witnessed the power of the seemingly strongest skill. Rimuru's golden eyes flickered with coldness as he looked towards Granbell with an expression that said, "Just wait silently for your death." Rimuru was more concerned about Hinata than killing Granbell. Luminous also lost her temper after seeing Hinata's nearly dead state. She ran towards Hinata to inspect her wounds. "Hinata, are you all right?" "Hinata One-chan, you can't die." "Oi, Chloe." Rimuru POV. "Oi, Chloe." I wasn't fast enough to stop her before Chloe bolted away. The rest of the children wanted to follow her, so I swiftly put them to sleep using paralyzing breath. I instructed Venom to protect the children. "See Chloe, you say? Is it really Chloe?" Leon seemed to be acting a bit strange, but I didn't have time to worry about it. I chased after Chloe and reached Hinata. I started to examine Hinata, but I didn't let my guard down against Granbell. "Oi, Luminous." "Quiet, the Spiritron corrosion is progressing too fast." "That was bold of you." I barely managed to keep myself from shouting. Even though Hinata's physical body was healed, she grew weaker and weaker. The Spiritrons were destroying her spiritual body. At this rate, even her astral body would start eroding, if that happened. "See, Chloe, it's good that you are unhurt." Despite the blood dribbling from her mouth, Hinata managed to hold herself up. She had a will of steel. Even though her eyes were unfocused now, a smile still hung on her face. Hinata extended her right hand to Chloe. It was trembling. She held out her moonlight rapier and a bracelet, the Holy Spirit armament. "Chloe, I'll leave it to you. Still, as your master, it seems that I couldn't do anything, but you'll be able to surpass me." Hinata's sentences were broken up, but she was able to convey the heart of her message to the weeping Chloe. "Hinata One-chan." Chloe reached out her shivering hands to touch Hinata, and in the next second, Hinata's body began to glow, with the light seemingly drawn to Chloe's hands. "Why you are lying, I didn't know about this. Why, it's not time yet," I heard Chloe mutter to herself. "Oi, Chloe." As I called out, Chloe vanished without a trace, as if she were never there to begin with. What just happened here? I thought to myself. I didn't even have enough time to organize all my thoughts. The voice of the world shocked me again, but it was not the time for being shocked. Seal-san, report. Shit, how many reports are left? Stop it. Let me organize my thoughts first. Yep. Okay, now I fully understand what happened. It took me nearly half an hour to understand what happened here, but not even a single second had passed. Why, you ask? It's all thanks to Seal-san's thought acceleration. I can accelerate my thoughts tens of millions of times. I appreciate your love for Hinata and Chloe, but please stop crying, I said to Shizue softly. She looked at me with those teary eyes. It pained my heart seeing her like that. "I am sorry." Shizue was about to say something, but I cut her off. "You don't have to say sorry, and don't worry. Hinata and Chloe are both alive." My sentence was like a blessing for Shizue and Luminous, as both of them looked at me with a surprised gaze along with Leon. What does this bastard want from Chloe? Why was he searching for her? But before I could ask him, an evil aura started to arise from the coffin that Yuuki was trying to steal. This bastard. I ignored him earlier just because I didn't want those three to appear here, but it seems I was too naive. I will deal with the coffin later, but first. Hey, you bastard. I was planning to leave you alive, but how dare you try to hurt my students in front of me? Not to mention you tried to kill Hinata. I can't forgive you for hurting my friends. But don't worry, I will give you a quick death." I looked at Granbell, who was laughing like a maniac, and teleported in front of him. Slash. And with a clean slash, I cut his head from his body and devoured him. I didn't destroy his soul because he was a nice person in the past. This is my benevolence to him. Now the small fries are gone. It's time for some real action. But of course, it will only happen if that bastard doesn't interfere.